Don't go against the Galaxy boy. The sim gods will strike you down, brother. Sick debut though, homie. They don't actually like you, they just hate me, but you won't realize till after. Okay, what's up, my dude? Super duper cross moto simulator. I believe this is the first ever super motocross track that has ever been made on MX Simulator right here. So, last year, they had some sort of weird off-season RF shit, but it wasn't the actual replica tracks of the super motocross rounds. And then this year, they're making the replica super motocross tracks, but it's not technically RF doing it. I don't fucking know. Shit's kind of weird, bro. I don't even know what's going on, bro. But at least we're getting something, right? So, yeah, the track is kind of like what you would call a elongated arena cross track for MX Simulator. That's pretty much the way I would describe it. You know, it not being an actual official RF track, you can definitely tell why. You know, this feels more like your EMF, some sort of side series, off series. I don't know. It just doesn't really feel to me like a full-blown RF level track, which it's not, right? But they're technically still using the points from the RF racing this year as like the who goes to the LCQ, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So it's like what you would call semi-official, I guess so, something like that, right? So, but that's the main reason I'm not racing in this Super Motocross series, because it's not actually official RF. And the fact that I only raced like 2 or 3 outdoor rounds because those tracks went to absolute dog shit dog water after High Point, okay? a little bit of that micro rut simulator, you know what I'm saying, boys? So that's why you're not seeing me show up on the gate of this shit, but we will be there at A1. Trust, brother, trust. Spency boy about to put in more time than I ever have in this motherfucker, but anyways, so yeah, I mean, for being a non-RF track, I guess you could say this quote-unquote gets the job done, you know? I guess it does have a pretty accurate stadium. I guess it does have, you know, fairly accurateness to it, but just to keep it 100 Spency boy with you, this would be like a 6 out of 10 if it was just some random custom track on the forums. Be about like a 6 out of 6 or 9, you know, 6 out of 9, 6 out of 10, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what it would be. Little on the narrow side, you know, little bit on that goofy EMF kind of side. Traction's a little bit weird. You know, jumps are a little on the small side. I don't know if they were thinking they were trying to... I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, yeah, they do have this rhythm right here, which is... It's got some skill gap to it, but it don't feel nothing like a... You know, like their best Supercross RF tracks this year. It definitely ain't like that. It ain't like their best motocross tracks this year, and it ain't like their best Supercross tracks this year. It's kind of like... It's kind of mid, you know what I mean? That's the way I would explain this, right? It's kind of mid, bro. Like, yeah, this area right through here is okay. This little switchback got some kind of rut vibe going on there, but, yeah, these jumps are definitely more down that 1-to-1 scaling, you know, let me not beat that dead horse again, but definitely that... It's like they're trying to make it look accurate visually more than actually like feel good gameplay wise. That's what it seems like to me. The whole track kind of feels like that, but it's still rideable. I mean, it's still fun enough to go in here and mess around on if you just want to go download the track. You know, it is free. It's not like some MX Bikes bullshit, you know what I mean? It still is free, so, you know, might as well go in here and check it out, but it definitely ain't no top tier RF level, super motocross track or something like that, you know what I mean? So yeah, boys, y'all better be sucking that tea down. What are you even doing, bro? Spency boy got the tea on deck right over here, bro. Oh man. So yeah, overall, I mean, even just like this jump right here, like, why is that so small, brother? You're getting into that MXGP official game jump feeling where you're barely coming off of the ground. We don't need to do all that. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it was like they kind of struggled to... This kind of seems like a new, not a stadium, but whatever fucking map area you want to call it. Kind of seems like they struggled maybe to fit everything in here a little bit, and that always seems to be a cause of making things a little bit more narrow than they should be, making like, kind of pushing the jumps a little closer together than they probably really should be for the gameplay of the game. I feel like a lot of times that happens when the actual area that they're building the track in is too small to begin with, aka kind of like their Arlingtons have been for the past few years in the game. They've been absolute dog shit, but yeah, I don't know, man. Interesting little track. We'll see what they do on the second round of it, but why the hell they're not just doing official RF Super Motocross shit? I have no idea. I mean, at least something's happening here, but like, damn. Like, I don't understand. It's like, why would RF do the whole Supercross series, whole motocross series, and then not do the 3 Super Motocross, right? It makes no sense. Oh, and by the way, you did have to pay to race in this, too. You didn't have to pay for the track, but you had to pay to race on it like it would be an official RF race, even though it wasn't an official RF race. It's like some MX Battlegrounds, some other shit, you know what I mean? That's kind of some dumb shit to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, but, if it ain't that official RF shit, brother, it just ain't, I don't know, it just ain't the same to me. It's like you can sit there and talk about all these results that you've had and all these different series and EMF and European and doop-de-doo, you know what I mean? Nobody really gives a shit if it wasn't the full-blown RF North American highest class of the game. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, nothing comes close to that. It's kind of like in real life, But yeah, as far as the actual track, though, it goes back to a very typical thing that I say a lot. If it was just like 20% bigger scaling, and the ruts were 20% bigger, and the roughness pre-made was 20% bigger, it would just be better. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what I feel on this track right here. The traction has a weird, it's really hard to explain it. I don't know if I've ever rode on a track quite like this before, but it's kind of got that goofy where it's like you can't really get on the brakes super hard, or it just, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain this traction, but kind of weird, So, yeah, at the end of the day, it's about what you would think of a non-official RF sort of side series, style track right here. And that's exactly what it is, So, yeah, jumps should have been at least like 10% more peaked out. The finish line's weirdly short, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking, starts getting into that, it almost feels like a 1-to-1 scaling track. Like that's what it actually is. And like I've said a million times, it just doesn't work as good as having like a 1.25 to 1 or a 1.5 to 1, you always got to make it a little bit bigger. It just limits a lot of things with the track, This track definitely gets a little bit into that, you're just wide open, there's not a whole lot of spots you can separate, because the way the corners are and the traction is and everything just kind of limits the shit a little bit, So either way, yeah, That's about all I have to say about the track, bro. At the very least, at least somebody's doing this shit in the game, so I can't be too mad about it, you know. But I'm still gonna be honest about the way the track is. Shit like a 6 out of 10, brother. 6 out of 10, brother. No friends in the industry, my brother. Been my brother.